Today I'm going to carry on my talk about four Brahma Vihara based on Sutra. Four Brahma Vihara, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. This is the Pali term. Practice in Buddhist, the first one is understanding the perception. So all the concept and his meaning need to be understood in order to bring this perception into contemplation. So individually contemplate in this meaning, maturing your own personality, then come to the real life, living every day. This maturing concept will bring more into your habitual pattern. Especially in four Brahma Vihara. We call him EQ is because he need to be contact to living being in order can cultivate, can mature these ideals into your own being. So here is what the sutra say. Four Brahma Vihara in general is for someone who have very strong anger or hatred personality. I'm the one, for my young age, very difficult until I become 20. Bad temper, easy angry. Not angry with the good one, but angry with evil one. Cannot give him position. So when I see him, he's not been knocked down yet. I'm myself been knocked down by my own anger. So in the army camp, in the school, in the living life, very difficult is because of my bad temper. Don't know how to cultivate and process to overcome. But only one thing is IQ very good. Know how to look for escape when I visit monks in the street. It turned back my mind, this is a life, can make freedom, can separate myself into the society, so not bring myself in danger. Know how to know this danger and escape. But I'm not escape for gratification. In my life, when I grow up, really simple, and I have one personality that is very, match to this. Is everything that concern about others' benefit, not care about myself. That kind of personality born with. Mostly this world is concerned about the benefit of yourself. Who's I don't know, but not care too much about other beings. That is another kind of strong personality. So I'm the one who have very generous heart, born with. Not thinking about a girlfriend, not thinking about the family life. Never, until now, have that kind of idea. No. This is society will teach you, and school will teach you, and then your own hormone will teach you, but never like that. So here is something that in the previous continuities of this personality cultivation, I have some basic. But only hatred is the most danger in that time. I've been found myself, and then don't know how to deal with until become a monk. So here is from individuals special. In this four metta special to anger. So karuna is for who crucial, who have harm, that kind of perception. Or and I want to kill something, and seeing things that in danger, in very hardship, no compassion rising in his mind. Yeah, so you may come to this character. So that karuna means compassion, metta means loving kindness. These two is easy to develop. Mudita, some have, some don't have. But if you have jealous, you have envy, then it's good for you. Mudita is not much developed in Buddhism, especially in the monastic life. Upekkha means detached. Oh, that is the most high supreme practice in this four. Here is something that we can share, is how to rising this benefit. We can come to the second picture. Yeah, this second picture that you can see, it is all quote in the Samyutta Nikaya and middling Majjhima Nikaya. It's writing like that. I make it in a picture that everyone can see it more easy. If we say that associate to attachment, you can see loving kindness. It's good for someone in two kinds: pain or suffering, or happiness, pleasure. You can use this one. And compassion only for suffering or pain. And then sympathetic joy is for happiness. Equanimity is for three kinds of feeling: pressure, unpressure, neutral. But have one condition is must contact to living being or suffer life in the being. If we say that IQ, when we practice Four Noble Truths, we can touching the impermanent, touching to the material phenomenon, we can enlighten, but not in Four Brahma state. Four Brahmas need to be touching the life, real life, in order you can develop it easy. So touching to this real life in his physical pain, in his mental pain, or in knowing about more profound samsara. When you stop in samsara, then you're rising up this Four Brahma state. Need to be touching to real life. So mostly another part that next talk I'm going to cover is Bodhisattva's characteristic. Yeah, today I'm going to do more tradition. So tradition is not being covered sometimes because tradition is not come to modernize himself according to different era. But Chinese Buddhism have more information about that because modernized when Buddhism out from India facing to different culture, different thinker, they have a lot going on. A large new sutra not being covered by the traditional teaching is coming. More social activity or exercise or reform coming as an example in the Chinese Mahayana teaching. So here is something said that when we go to meditation or contemplation in this, they have one thing called excellence. Like you practice loving kindness, contemplating in loving kindness, the most excellent is purifying. So from purifying, you can overcome all these obstacles. Compassion is using the word emptiness to overcome the obstacle. You can break through and make your own practice go to more profound and deep, especially touching to the jhana. And to the sympathetic joy, you need to have what we have that word, enter into consciousness or knowing you can analyze something, you can recognize something. By that, you can overcome this sympathetic joys. Let me make an example. Why we need to recognize? This is very difficult for the monk life. Because monk life, we have in Theravada, what I know, and I live in the Theravada monk, they're usually talking about metta. Not much talk about karuna. And live in the Chinese monk, they talk a lot about karuna, but not much about metta in their society, monks, monastic life. This is the difference. But when we talk about sympathetic joy, to share with someone have joy, not easy. Monk life still have jealousy, still very stingy to share something. So monk life see, oh, you are the great monk. Oh, never come with them. You get away, do your own way. You develop your own personality and influence. Not easy to come together. That is why the Buddha always said, what is Sangha means? 4 individuals come together, can share, can confess, can process into success. Teamwork. Then you know how to know this friendliness, appreciate joy, sympathetic joys. So here is something that happiness. You know, when you see people succeed, you feel happy. You see people already enter into the fruit or have very good influence, good quality, you feel happy. That is not too easy. Especially in right now that we talk about monk life, mostly individual monk, computer monk. You don't need a teacher anymore. You can check information easy. You don't need a teamwork because individual ability is strong and succeeds. See, this is something that the quality of EQ not easy to cultivate and processing. I say this modern life. Especially come to the equanimity, very, very difficult to maturing this equanimity into your personality. Okay, so equanimity is the most excellent state for yourself to break through what I call thinglessness. In your mind that nothing can abide. No matter spiritually or practically daily life, material world or senses world or perceptual world, nothing you like. You have very strong look for the freedom. Yeah, don't let anything come to the mind. That kind of insight. But something that is called that beneficial, that beneficial to this 4 Brahma state is in living being, especially human being. Yourself should be very human. I mean, yourself should be very gentle. You know, unhuman like animal, hungry ghosts, asura, that kind of personality you don't have it, or you still in suffer. That kind of personality you don't have, because you practice the 4 Brahma state, you definitely come to heaven being, human being, or higher state of freedom in broad peace state that bring this quality to the life. So according to the teaching, it will bring your quality into human state, into 6 senses heaven, desire heavenly realm, and into Brahma state. So in here we can see that When people say, I believe in heaven, I believe in Brahma, I believe in the eternal, Buddhism trusts that and believe that, but need to see his quality. His quality should become individual of such or contain 4 of them. His life quality, mental and physical, will show this quality. Then we know that he is in what kind of state. Furthermore, if we come to meditation experience, you come to absorption. First 3 of them come to the 3rd jhana. Only equanimity come to the 4th jhana. This is what the sutra say. And if we talk a little bit more than concentration, absorption, then we talk about liberation. 3 of them come to anagami, means the 3rd fruit, non-returner. They can enter into non-returner. Maturing yourself into liberation, come to the non-returner. In this very life, can complete your practice, come to Arahant, only who can maturing himself, complete his work in equanimity. Then he will become Arahant. Yeah, this is how to rise up and benefit from the practice in what Majjhima Nikaya and Samyutta Nikaya mention. Already? And here is something that the 3rd map will say about, not much about it cover IQ and EQ. This is the traditional map about the path and the fruit. Well, can use it into this practice too. When the Buddha advised Rahula, he said, practice to loving kindness to overcome anger. Loving kindness has the capacity to bring happiness to others without demanding anything in return. This is the formula. If you demanding anything for return, then you are not going to purify this metta. The Buddha advised to Rahula like that. So practice compassion to overcome cruelty. Compassion have the capacity to remove suffering of others without anything expecting in return. So this is another kind of personality. Practice loving kindness. Sometimes you don't need to go to suffer. So share good with others, happiness with others, become an elder. You have ability, you have what in your hand, help other easy. But help other, you need to go to painful, very suffer in order to help them overcome. Like in health, it's very difficult. You need more than metta, that is called karuna. Like what I say, Mother Teresa. They say heaven is in that side, he go to this side. That side, heaven have all the happiness, all the good thing, people right to go there. But his heaven is that side, India. See? It's open up what his viewpoint. It means her quality of life have more compassion than loving kindness. So he can bear all this suffer. He can forbearance all this difficulty in order he move to that direction. Close to what in Buddhism we talk about Bodhisattva. That kind of personality can see in her life, Mother Teresa. So practice appreciative joy to overcome hatred. Sympathetic joy arises when one rejoices over the happiness of others and wishes others' well-being succeeds. Talk in honest. My life right now is processing in this. For me, that is something in Chinese very success turn into the social activity. Guan Yin Bodhisattva, it become the image. No matter you become Buddhist or not, in Asia, Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, even though Japanese, mostly they are not in Buddhism, but they are recognized who is the compassionate one. It become a culture, not only a thinking, a culture already. Another personality is the happy Buddha, Maitreya, sympathetic joy. Yeah, everything into his life is, he have two things. I talk in Chinese. This is when I see Maitreya, and then it written these two sentences in Thailand. 大度能容，容尽天下不容之事，笑口常开，笑尽天下可笑之人。This word, I saw it and then I keep in mind until now. The first time I saw Maitreya in Thailand. So I have this word into the translation. So I translate it myself, see whether it come to the point or not. Big smile, ability to contain the world's not been accepting things. Big smile. Smile, the one, no, a big stomach can contain. The words refuse to contain that things. he can contain. And the second one is always laugh to the world's almost every funny man. This is the meaning of sympathetic joys. See, so when you see the happy Buddha, he have big stomach, means you have very open heart, very generous. This immeasurable heart content can put everything in, not become obstacle. But this big heart means mind too, not only the body, big stomach. Yeah. So laugh is smiling, means you penetrate to things, ignore obstacle to you. This block, not nowhere block your mind freedom. So you always laugh, even though the ones who is very funny, then you still know he is funny and laugh with humor. So when I see that in the big statue have these two sentences, I keep it in mind into the practice. It's still very difficult to me. Why? Because of this sympathetic joy is not processing in good. So when you see good thing, wholesome thing, succeeding, but yourself never feel that kind of sharing. You cannot go with them. You cannot come to that kind of build up the strong friendliness, especially in your own career. Isn't it? So when I someone talk to me, oh, we're going to my company, a lot of jealousy there, a lot of fight there, a lot of argument there. Why? Lack of sympathetic joy. And we come back to our own Sangha too. The Sangha have the same thing. Why? Because of the development of individual being not much develop in this sympathetic joy. So they need to understand this perception, contemplate more, and then when they're touching to this reality, it may have that kind of maturing mindfulness. So here is something develop and cultivate. Individual, we need to cultivate maturing this understanding in order we overcome the reality when we contact to. Then it become more developed in your own society. It becomes that kind of nature. Once we see this world in Buddhism, right now we can see the big Buddha statue is already built up in China. Like Happy Buddha, Guan Yin, Bodhisattva, and other Bodhisattva, they already built up all. But communism, they don't say a word, they keep themselves silent. Why? Because after communists take over the China, the Chinese already become, they destroy all the culture, they destroy all the teaching, religion, until all the things come up, people diligent for success, people develop to overcome difficulty, come to happiness. But right now, thing is coming. The one who have power, who have ability to earn something, it become corruption. Many corruption until people don't trust each other. Then the religion become another kind of reliable idea. Right now they say we need to reform back to our own culture. So what is the culture means? The teaching, the skill. You want to look for the elder who can teach. The elder already gone. The younger generation, they still don't know how to develop this skill, but they know something is the image. This image represent this. This image represent that. They start to, from the develop, they try to cultivate that kind of information. Here is something that we see this painful world in samsara. In my understanding, let me talk a story before I end it. Next year, I may go to China 2 more times because of the monastery invite me to teach meditation. I only teach meditation skill, no much talk. Chinese people right now elegant, they know how to give talk. They have confidence to give talk, to present themselves. They have faith now, but they don't have much skill. So when that time last year I go to China, I went there, and then I challenged with a young monk in front of me, but never knocked down by him and overcome my emotion, overcome my the painful hearing, not disturbed by this image. And the effort, he saw my calmness, and he saw how alert I am in the danger. So that in this experience, he said, right now we build the hall for the youth. We will invite the students from the university, as they like to come to the Buddhist camp. High school and university, we will invite them. Right now can let around 200 people come to this camp. I want to invite you again, come to the camp and guide them. I say, okay, this is the right time. So here is the map I finished. IQ, EQ, AQ, and PQ. So I will go to China and share with them. This is the right time. That is something I want to say today. So individually, this four Brahma state is not been taught much in the early Buddhism until right now. If you check more information in the West, where the Buddhists already here, they have more than what I know in Theravada. But there's still not much knowing about the personality of Bodhisattva in the Chinese experience. So next talk, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Chinese experience about four Brahma Vihara. Thank you.